Hey guys, it's Carl, back with another budget episode today. This is best tech under $25. I know that you guys love these videos and they become increasingly harder to make as stuff has just gotten so expensive. Before we start though, I just want to get back to some giveaway stuff that I had going on. I've just been super busy on the channel with all the Apple stuff, all the Pixel stuff. It's just Q4, it is Techtober. Forgive me, I'm just gonna flash the winners of these LG headphones on the screen right now. So big congrats to you guys. I've DM'd you over on Instagram as that's where it's most verified. YouTube is still dealing with all of the spam, so don't fall for any of that in the comment section. Just like that video, I will try to give something of this episode away. Just be sure you're subbed. Like I said, follow me over on Instagram, on Twitter, my verified accounts. That's where we'll coordinate shipping info. We'll get to the first item, which you can kind of see here, which is the new Dbrand skins. And these are, of course, digital camo for any of you Call of Duty players. This is really familiar. So you can see that I've got it on my iPhone 13 Pro Max. I'm kind of covering up some of the deep purple, and there's a couple different color options that they came out with. So of course the digital camo in just the standard white/gray. They also have this multicolor one and this navy one as well. And I actually have them on the new grip cases for the Pixel 7/7 Pro. Dbrand has by far the best skins for phones, and even their grip cases provide a bit more protection for your devices with, of course, that signature name with that little grip on the side, and you can always put the skins on the back. So that's super dope. I like all the stuff that Dbrand usually makes. Remember, all these stuff listed will be linked in the description box. Moving on to item number 2. So this guy here is a portable Bluetooth mouse. It's from Microsoft, of course, under 25 bucks. But the best thing about this, it has sustainability in mind. So it's built primarily out of recycled ocean plastics, which I'm a huge fan of. I think you've noticed most tech these days, especially the boxes themselves, are more recyclable. This entire product itself is also built out of recyclable products, that ocean plastic that I mentioned. So I know a bunch of different brands are doing that, but this one being a well-known brand of Microsoft, you can see here that little ocean symbol on the left-hand side. And other than that, it is a Bluetooth mouse. Maybe the one thing that kind of bothers me, it still uses a AA battery. To be truly sustainable, maybe they would have had something rechargeable, but I get that Bluetooth mice, or mouses, plural, mouses are a bit harder to always come with a rechargeable battery and to keep it under 25 bucks. So this is super handy. This usually lives in my tech travel pack. It's the mouse that I edit with at home since I'm not here at the studio. And if you just want to buy something that is kind of saving the planet at the same time, I think that's one of the best ways to spend at $25. Speaking of traveling, like I mentioned, item number 3, once again, easily under 25 bucks. You can actually get a 3-pack of these. These are just the standard Euro to North American adapters. Never forget to travel with these. I've done it before. It just becomes a bit of a nightmare trying to ask your hotel, trying to find one on the street. Just keep these in your pack. You never know when you might take an extra trip, or if you are someone that travels a lot, I'm sure you know that these are super vital. Switching on to a couple different camera accessories. So this fourth one is just a little tripod head mount. So these are nice and useful if you're, of course, shooting on a legit camera or anything actually with a 1/4-inch connector. So something as simple as a GoPro. And what's nice about these little tripod mounts, or these tripod heads, you can articulate the head in any sort of way and lock in your selection, your camera angle when you want. They're a bit more robust than the standard little the Manfrotto mini tripods. That's a bit of a play on words there. These are obviously great, but if your payload of your camera is larger, you want to have something a bit more secure, you can look at something like this. If you want to keep it simple, like I mentioned, these Manfrotto mini Frodo tripod heads. These have always been on my $25 tech lists. It becomes an all-in-one tripod/camera holder in one, whereas this little tripod holder, you still need to attach this either to a tripod or to some sort of leg system. So $25 for this standalone, or 25 bucks for the smaller brother. But just remember, not as robust, and you can't fine-tune the head on this one as good as this one. The second camera accessory that I actually just picked up myself on on Prime Day actually is this ND filter. So just keep in mind, ND filters are essentially like sunglasses for your camera. Really useful if you are shooting in direct sunlight. And what's nice about this, it's a variable ND filter, so it goes all the way from I believe 1 to 2 stops to 5. Essentially just makes the ND filter darker, and I'm sure we can get that on video here. As you kind of turn that, you can see the ND filter getting darker to lighter. So I'm actually heading to the south of Europe where it's actually still over 25 degrees and very sunny. So I will be bringing this with me. Just remember, if you are grabbing an ND filter or any sort of filter for your camera, they do require different sizes depending on the ring size of your actual lens. So this actually fits right onto my B-roll lens. I'll kind of just bring that up this way to show you what it looks like with an ND filter. And for most sizes, you'll see the thread filter right on the lens hood. So this one, for example, this is my 16 to 35 G Master. This unfortunately is an 82, whereas this one is a 77. So this doesn't actually fit this lens. So just remember that if you are buying one, just make sure you pick the right filter or thread size. Item number 6, I believe, on the list, we're switching to a couple desk accessories. And I know a lot of you ask about the wood accessories, usually by Grovemade, that I have over on, say, my desk setup, even this nice little Grovemade felt mat. Obviously, Grovemade's pretty pricey stuff. They're always over $25. I have found one item that is not. They are these simple coasters, and you can use coasters just to, of course, protect your desk from getting those weird ring marks from drinks, but just adding them as little contrast pieces on your desk setup, I think are nice and handy. You don't technically have to put a drink on them. You can have fun little accessories like this little bit of Lego or this Funko Pop, and I actually should include these in the $25 section. Funko Pops make the greatest desk buddies, and they have them for every sort of not only fan fiction, but pop culture, I guess. Maybe that's why they're called Funko Pops, or of course Lego. So I've got my boy Toby from Naruto, by far my favorite character, maybe because he's rocking his orange mask, but yeah, Funko Pops are definitely dope. If this guy could actually stand, his head is a bit too heavy. But yeah, these little coasters from Grovemade are great, and once again, you're not breaking the bank at $25. Another little handy desk accessory that always goes unnoticed, but is probably pretty vital in my life, seeing as I get so many unboxes and I do unboxings for a living. It's just this handy little box cutter. This one is actually from Olfa. It's this cool little brand that makes minimal accessories. I think it's straight dope. And the nice thing, you can always replace the blade. I hate some of the fixed blade knives or unboxing knives because once it's dull, you either have to sharpen it on your own. I am no bladesmith. The easiest thing is just to pop out a different blade and to swap them when they just become a little less sharp. So this thing lives on my desk, super handy as I unbox a ton of things practically every day, and I always forget to put this on this $25 list. So definitely a cool little desk accessory to have. And going on to something a bit more lifestyle, just because we are getting into the fall season, especially here in Toronto, where weather isn't that good for half the year, I'm just showing off this little golf ball. Not only do golf balls cost less than 25 bucks, but I actually head to this indoor simulator called Modern Golf. For any of you fellow Toronto people that do hit the links and hit the sticks, if you want an indoor place, I usually think that they have sessions that you can just swing your club for around an hour for around 25 bucks. So check that out. Obviously lifestyle related, obviously if you live in Toronto. And I will fill in the last item of the day with obviously something more than $25. This is the TCL 30 SE. This is the cheapest smartphone that I have found that I've actually half enjoyed. So this cost $188, so more than that $25 mark. But considering we just had the Pixels, which I mentioned, the iPhone 14 Pros, 14 Pro Maxes, which cost over $1,200, getting a phone for the 10th of the price that still does your day-to-day stuff, that's a straight steal and should be on any budget episode. So you can see I haven't even unboxed mine yet, as I just got this from a recent trip when I was out in LA, but I used the sample models. I'll just read you through some of the specs right now. So it has a 50 megapixel triple camera setup, Android 12 out of the box, 5,000 milliamp hour battery, and a 6.52 inch HD plus display. If you need a burner phone, if you need a cheaper device that won't break the bank, like I mentioned, if this is your first smartphone or one one that you just want to travel with because you're just a bit worried about taking your own. I love TCL stuff just because they're so budget friendly, and you can once again see some of the main specs on the screen here. Awesome device, and I think that pretty much wraps up the episode. I think a lot of you will probably want the smartphone, but I could probably give this and one of the $25 gifts out as well. So make sure you comment down below which your fave is. Remember to sub to the channel and follow me over on those social media sites. And please do not fall for the spam on YouTube. I hope they fix that in the future sometime soon. And I will catch the rest of you in one of my next episodes. Peace.